We spent ages looking for the venue that we actually started Secretsundaze at, which was 93 Feet East of the Loft. And we used to trawl through Time Out and literally call every venue up there and go and visit loads. And we actually found somewhere that we really loved, but it was only available on a Sunday. Really tucked away, just off Brick Lane. And we just kind of like the idea of it being quite secretive, like us having this party on a Sunday afternoon while most people are doing their shopping or coming down Brick Lane. So it just kind of actually reflected what we wanted to kind of achieve, I guess, as well. We just kind of came to it quite quickly and just jumped on it and went for it. It had a great aesthetic, really nice wooden floors, which is really important for a dance floor, quite lofty vibes, quite stripped back, so we could put our own print stamp on it. It wasn't dark like a lot of clubs are. It just felt quite fresh.
Sometimes you can't put it into words that, it's quite hard to pinpoint, but it just felt, you could imagine a party happening there. It felt kind of warm, and there was lots of natural daylight there, and there were all sort of things that obviously felt right for a daytime party as well, and the fact that there was a terrace attached to the room as well.
We were only looking for somewhere like 200 or 300 cap at the time. That's all we wanted. So it was a combination of all these things coming together, and we were like, actually that really works, let's go for it. Will, who was the fourth member of Secretsundaze when we started, who I used to live with at the time, did a little bit of graphic design, tiny bit, and we just sat around my house one day, literally oh, we need to make a flyer. It was literally like that, and we just wrote the name out into Homer font, bolded it, got an image of some sunflowers, and that was a flyer basically. Purely functional with just a stripped back aesthetic, and it was we weren't really trying to say too much without branding and art direction and stuff.
We definitely didn't overthink
it. Any professional friends you've got who work around visuals or design or lighting or branding, the more involvement the better really, in terms of getting different people's perspectives and input and ideas and support and encouragement. We stick with the original logo for a long, long time. Sam Muir, who was our sort of art director for most of this period, would come up with some really quite quirky and fun campaigns. For about 10 years, every single year had a different campaign, and so that kept it kind of fresh for us as well and interesting.
During his tenure, there was one rebrand, which was actually right at the end of 2017, where he did these sort of angular faces, and also the text became a bit more angular and sharper. I guess it was trying to make it a bit more slick or modern. And then in 2019, we thought we'd have to really shake things up, and we started working with Caterina Bianchini. We really went into that, and we actually worked with a friend who was a branding consultant as well, help us kind of get some of our feelings and inspirations, into a brief. She kept the sort of playfulness, the fun side, but very much changed the actual logo into this kind of two pieces, which can interlock or they can open, and you can have a lot of fun with that, and that's what we're using to this day. We've worked with a couple of people since then, using some of her templates, but then developing it with their own illustrations and giving it more life and extending the life of the branding. Obviously, one of the major costs of putting on a night can be the artists. Even if you don't DJ yourself, if you've got friends or people that DJ locally that are representing the kind of sound that you want to push at the party, I think that's a really important thing, not wholly from the perspective of saving money, but also building your brand and what you're about, and having some authenticity and originality, and not relying on big headliners.
And if you can, try and get a pool of resident DJs together and develop a core community around what you do. They'll support you through thick and thin, and you need that basis because there's lots of wicked parties in London that people can go to, but you need your core. We always say we do this for the right reason, and I think that's with love and passion, and a genuine wanting to get people together and sort of celebrate life basically, and celebrate music and your friendships. And I think don't do this if you want to make some money, because you can't. But yeah, just do it for the right reasons. You know, do it with conviction. Be true to yourself musically as well. Only book artists you really want to. Only play the music you genuinely really want to. And you know, don't compromise on that stuff, because it will be seen and it won't feel honest. And that's what people are looking for from partying. But yeah, just try and set yourselves out and kind of find your like niche, whatever that is, and just stick to it. And just
consistency I think is key. And like as James said, just defining what you do, which might not happen overnight, but then sticking to it. Whether it's that you play this genre of music, or actually you play all sort, you know, you're very eclectic in your approach, but actually really owning that.
You know, you're going to make mistakes, but everyone does, and that's part of it as well, you know, and you learn from those, because, you know, if you don't make those mistakes, you don't learn.